All right, welcome everybody. This is going to be the recap for our live trading room for this last week, ending on June 25th, 2021. Will not be any lessons today. We're just going to go through the recap because I have some new videos coming out here shortly, and we're going to go through some really interesting things. But for today, we're just going to go through the recap to show how we did on the stats this week in the live trading room, and then we'll take a look at some of my CB trades. Nonetheless, we had a really good week where we would expect to be in the 70% range for the Aussie and the Euro. A little weak on the yen, but a little bit closer to 70%. Typically, the yen is running 70-75%. So, little weak this week. But, like I always say, when it starts to run weak like this, that means it's going to come back, and it's probably going to come back pretty strong. So, looking forward to trading the yen this week. But just because you've got these low percentages doesn't mean that you are not going to be profitable, because remember, you're just seeing one dimension. You're just seeing one part of our strategy, okay? You're seeing the naked stats. We do have other things that we use to filter out these trades, so it doesn't mean that we're taking every single one of the trades. The purpose of showing the naked stats is to show that when a trade setup is identified, okay, if you were to trade it with nothing else, no other types of filtration, these are the percentages you would expect to be winning at, okay? So the idea is you're going to start off with some pretty good odds in your favor, and then we can take it up from there, all right? Nonetheless, first trade of the day, very good. Only had one losing day in the morning all week, and then of course in the evenings all first trades were at 100%. So between the two, you're looking at 90%, which is where we expect, anywhere between 80 to 85, usually 85 over the long haul. When I've looked at all my numbers over the last 3 years, we're sitting roughly in that 85-86%, okay, for the first trades. Once again, strictly a naked stat, all right? If I were to say I only want to trade the first trade of the day, maybe on the yen or the euro or the Aussie, okay, they would be a little bit different, but it also includes the pound, which is the weakest of all of them. And when I get a first trade on the pound, which I did this week, you're going to see those numbers as well, okay? So it's any four of these that pop up first. That's the one that I'm trading. So once again, it's a naked stat, folks. Means that we're not using any kind of filtrations. Whatever that first trade is that comes up, pops up. When I start my trade in the morning, that's the one that I'm taking, all right? You could come in 10 minutes later and I'll have a loser. You can come in 10 minutes later and your first trade is going to be a winner. But the thing is, it's typically those first trades in the morning and the first trades in the evening when the market tends to be really hot. Tends to be the best opportunity to hit on a first trade. All right, let's look at my CB trades. Had one of my biggest days ever in first trades, was on Wednesday. Why is that? Because Wednesdays, you see, when we train, I am here to train you how to become a trader. I'm not here to say, follow me, watch how I take my trades. That's not what we do, all right? We are not a signal provider. We are an educator. And part of the educational process is we have to get you off the training wheels, which means I step away on Wednesdays and allow you to practice and or trade without me there providing guidance, all right? So that allows me to do a lot more concentration and do a lot more of my own personal trading behind the scenes without having all the distractions. So that's typically why you're seeing a big day like this, because I really had a good day to really focus on my trading. So, but overall, very good week, kind of what I would expect to be. Didn't do any trading on Sunday. Wasn't here on Sunday. I think it was Father's Day, wasn't it? Father's Day. So anyway, didn't do anything on Sunday night, but I did come back. Still only having those 5 days. Still ended up having a very good week. Once again, folks, these results are not typical. Okay, so I don't want you to think that you're going to buy my program and you're going to try to start having these kind of results. Remember, what I am teaching you is I'm giving you tools. I'm giving you some extremely strong tools, all right, that is going to put the probabilities in your favor, all right? These are very unique patterns. These are not something you're going to find anybody else teaching. You're not going to find it on the internet. You're not going to find it in some sort of book. Even if you went back 100 years, it's not there because I'm the only one that's talking about this. I discovered these back in the 80s, and this is what I'm sharing now to my students, okay? But once again, it is a tool, okay? It's like anything else, all right? You're not going to be able to build a house you want to become a new carpenter, and I can give you a really good tool, and I can give somebody that has 20 years of experience and who's going to build a house better. Okay, so it's a tool. As you put more time into using the tool, you will get better. Remember, I've been doing this for almost 40 years. And so what does that tell you? I've had a lot of experience. So don't expect to have these kind of results stepping out of the gate. Now, I do have folks that have been with me for about a year or so, and they're already consistently hitting their $200 objectives. And then I have some that do a little bit more, and then I have some that have smaller objective. It's all up to you, all right? But time spent that's what you're going to get back, all right? So you want to be a full-time professional trader, you got to put time into it, but be patient with yourself, knowing that you're going to be starting off taking baby steps, and you're only going to get better and better and better the more time you put into it, all right? This is a business where you don't just step away and then come back a year later and think you're going to be a good trader again. This is something you have to do on a daily basis if this is really what you want to do, all right? So that being said, great week. Really expected this week to be kind of quiet, as I mentioned last week, so I'm really surprised. So maybe I'll be surprised and we'll have another good week. So, but I do really expect this yen to come back. And so, once again, my focus has been on the yen and the Aussie. Probably going to stay there. I may do a little bit more on the euro now. You can see the euro stats are starting to come up. So it's going to be between the yen, the Aussie, and the euro this coming week. So that's going to be my primary focus. And I'm hoping that we will have another really strong week. Anyway, if you have any questions regarding my strategies, you can always go to my website, binaryprostrategies.com. Shoot me an email. I'll be glad to answer those for you. And besides that, I hope everybody has a great trading week, and we'll see you next week on the next weekly recap.